All right, and just like that, your Minnesota Vikings are right back into the playoff hunt. Today, the Minnesota Vikings beat the Jaguars 27-24. It took us till overtime. It was not pretty. Very sloppily played game, but you know what? A win's a win. I'm not going to complain about it. It's the NFL. Wins are hard. I mean, coming into this game, I was a little worried about the Jaguars. Okay. I've always wondered why people mistakenly call them the Jaguars. I've never got that. I mean, it's UARS. That's war, not wire. But whatever. That's besides the point. Anyway, Jaguars, feisty team. They had been really close in a lot of games this year. Weren't able to get it done. Just kind of, that's why I kind of always had the feeling when it started off slow, I just had a feeling we'd come through and win it. I didn't quite believe it there in the fourth quarter and overtime. I thought we were going to blow it, but hey, team came through. And with the Cardinals' loss, the Minnesota Vikings are in the 7th seed in the expanded playoffs this year. I mean, it seems funny that anybody ever doubted it. Who would have ever done that and called for major changes on this team? I don't know. So, do owe a few apologies here. In that last video I made, I may have called for Zimmer to get fired and called for Cousins to be benched and tanked for Trevor, which I think is still a belief that a lot of fans are going to have. But, I mean, you got to give credit where credit is due. In years past, this just feels like one of those seasons where Zimmer would have lost the team and just kind of kept doing the same things, do his old thing of making no adjustments, and just kind of let the team lay down and die. But after that bye week, man, something changed. They're playing with they're playing with a different attitude. They really are. I think it all starts with QB1, Mr. Kirk Cousins. Got to give credit where credit is due. He started off terribly, but 5-1 since the bye, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, one of which wasn't his fault. Thielen dropped. Today, the interception was pretty ugly. But hey, I mean, you got to give the guy credit. I feel like he's played a lot more heady. He's making better decisions. I don't know what it is with him. It's kind of frustrating. It seems like it, takes him a while. Like last year, it took him, the first few weeks, he wasn't very good. He got called out by a former teammate, and all of a sudden, he really turned that corner this year. The interceptions up to the bye week, and then people were calling for his job again, and it really turned him around. I don't know why he's such a slow starter, but it's just kind of how the team is in general, I suppose. But overall, got to give him credit. For some reason, it seems his pocket awareness has gotten a lot better this year. He's able to escape, make some plays with his legs, like a lot. Makes him really well. He's always been a good thrower of the football when he has time, which is why the play action game is so good for him. So let's get into some of the other reasons why I think this major turnaround has happened. We'd be remiss to not start this off with Dalvin Cook. The guy, other than those few injuries that are annoying, but, whatever. The guy's amazing. He's phenomenal. Sets up the offense. He really does. He can do anything. Hard runner. Can catch out of the backfield. I just wish they would stop with the whole toss plays and end arounds. He's so much better when you just punch him up the gut. I know it's probably bad for his overall health, but at the end of the day, you pay him to play football. It is what it is. Number 2, Justin frickin' Jefferson. The guy is amazing. I wasn't quite sold on him when we drafted him, but since then, I mean, what can you say about him? He's got fifth rookie to reach 1,000 yards within the first 12 games of his career. He's got 7 touchdowns now. I think it was 1,031 yards total. Just phenomenal player. Great route runner. Can get separation. Contested catches are amazing. Great replacement for Stephon Diggs. His running mate, Adam Thielen. That guy's just a red zone monster. I mean, he's who you're going to go to in the red zone. I mean, he's another phenomenal route runner. Great hands. Just seems to be a trait you get with those Vikings receivers. It's good because sometimes Cousins likes to throw those contested balls, and it's great. It's great. And then you got a lot of young defensive players up. Cameron Dantzler coming along, great. Played really well today. 2 turnovers, which was awesome. Jeff Gladney's been great tackler. You got Eric Wilson stepping up. He's not really young, but of course, I mean, unfortunately, he got hurt in warm-ups today. But Eric Kendricks has been just a monster on that defense. Can you imagine if we had Michael Pierce and Danielle Hunter? Whew. Man, that would be something. So, I mean, it is what it is. 7th seed of the playoffs. That's the thing. You can't slip up now. You know, you got a lot of big games coming. You got Tampa. You got the Saints still. You know, I mean, I know on paper, Detroit and Chicago look easy, but I mean, divisional games, they can always, you know, you never know which way they're going to go. It's the NFL. Anything can happen. But I got to say this, Kirk Cousins, Mike Zimmer, while I did apologize for what I said earlier, you can't, criticism will never completely let up, especially on Cousins. It's such a week-to-week deal with him. When he plays like he did, let's say, last week, and other than the final drive against Dallas, you know, you're going to come out the next week saying, you know what, played a good game. But if you play like you did in the first half today, people are still going to be calm. And there's some people that are never going to be fans of him. I understand that. But it's going to be a week-to-week thing with both of them. You know, I still don't 100% trust Zimmer. He does some things that are weird, but some things questionable. But I got to say, he instilled something in this team. They didn't lay down and die, which is what his job is, to make sure your players don't just give up. So it kind of looked like that's what they were doing when they lost Kendricks today, but they came around, and that's great. So I guess overall, let's get it. You know, we got Tampa Bay next week. Anything's possible. They've looked, you know, iffy at best recently. So, you know, go into Tampa, beat them, and you really got something rolling here. Get some confidence, and who knows, run off and sneak into the playoffs. I believe if they beat Tampa, they'd move into the 6th seed because they'd have the tiebreaker, same record. Yeah. So, you know, anything's possible. We just saw it today. The Giants with Colt McCoy, backup quarterback, no Saquon Barkley, went into Seattle and won. So anything's possible. So all we got to do is keep trucking, keep winning, and hope for the best. They've made this season really fun for me, which I did not think was going to be the case, obviously, back in week 5 before the bye week. But all right, let's go. Let's keep on winning, and let's get this thing done, get into the playoffs, and from there, anything can happen when you get into the dance. So, go Vikes.